Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a brand new run of Dungeon Crawl. Stone Soup, my absolute favorite. True roguelike game. Absolutely adore this thing. 100% free to play, open source. You can play it on one of many web servers if you want a little bit more of a online-y kind of experience with some cool stats and things like that, or you can just download the client and play it on your own. Today, we are going to be playing as a Demonspawn. So of course, for those of you who don't know, in Dungeon Crawl, you can pick a race and a background. And by far the most important thing is the race, or species as they refer to it in here. The reason the background is not as important is because it's not a class like you would think in normal RPGs. A background just determines your starting equipment. In this case, I've chosen Fighter because it starts you off some really good kit. It's going to be, we're starting off with a great axe, Snail Mail, which is pretty tough, a full shield, which is excellent, and one potion of might, which means we can basically just ruffle stomp the first unique we run into. I really like the Fighter start just because it is really nice for the equipment. The one downside is it does really force you probably into more of a heavy armor fightery kind of tab combat kind of role, just because it starts you off with a lot of strength but not very much intelligence. We may consider some hybridy things at some point, we'll see, but we're going to assume at the start of this run anyway that we're probably just going to be mostly a melee type fella, looking for heavy armor, lots of strength, that sort of thing. Now, your species, on the other hand, is very important compared to your background, and the most critical and influential thing about the species is most likely your skill aptitudes. Every species is good or bad at different skills in different amounts. As a demon spawn here, we actually do not excel at really anything. We do have a +3 to invocations, which is going to be potentially really handy. I also have this one weird little +1 to necromancy, but you can see we have a -1 to a lot of things. Basically, and remember, in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, negative aptitudes don't make you worse at a thing. It just means you level up those things slower. So it means as a demon spawn, we actually level up most skills quite slowly, or slightly slower than some, about 25% slower than sort of a baseline kind of experience for things. But that's not so bad. We just have to accept the fact that we're a little slower. The weird thing about demon spawns is that we don't start off with any sort of innate abilities, weirdnesses, or mutation. And that's one of the things most species do have. So we're like kind of like humans here in that we don't really have anything going on at the start of the game. The flip side, though, with the demon spawn is every time we level up, we're gonna develop some mutations. There'll be a chance of mutations because you don't literally get some every level, I don't think. But anyway, we'll see how they are. The mutations mostly revolve around physical stuff that will mostly matter in sort of melee-ish kind of combat stuff. We'll potentially get scales, we might get claws, horns, all kinds of different things like that, but we don't know. There's a big list of it. Demon spawn mutations are guaranteed to be good. They're also sort of innate. They are not affected by things like drinking potions mutation, for example. So they will be just fixed mutations, and we'll see how they develop. Early on, what we're going to do for our skills, we are only going to train up axes here. What you want to do, generally speaking, if you are going to be hitting with a weapon, you want to train it up until you hit the minimum delay for a weapon. This war axe here normally takes 1.5 turns to swing, but if we get our axe skill all the way up to level 16, we'll get the swing speed down to 0.7 turns, so there'll be plenty of opportunity where we might be able to hit twice between an enemy attack. That sort of thing, really nice. You can keep leveling the axe skill beyond the min delay skill, but it's not as important. It does still give you a little bit of a bonus to the actual combat, but not very much, and so usually you want to spend your XP somewhere else instead. But we are going to focus on just axe training at this time. So this starting area is a little scary because it's quite open. There might be lots of threats all over the place. I'm not going to start by auto-exploring. I'm definitely going to start by doing some manual movement. Okay, we've found ring mail. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use shift plus a numpad direction. What that does is it will move you a little bit further. It'll stop at intersections, which it still is. There you can see an example there where it moved me 3 tiles, because it stops at corners. It also will automatically stop if it spots a monster, and in fact, even if you keep hitting the button, if you're doing shift and a numpad direction, it won't move if there's a monster in range. So here's an example here. So it stops you from doing anything stupid. We're going to go and fight this goblin. He should be fine. He's got a club, so he'll do a little extra damage, but starting with this armor and this shield is, again, really, really strong. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit backslash. This brings up the list of every item we know about. If you hit the minus key from here, it'll show you all the unknown things. What I want to do is I want to turn on darts. I want to pick up darts that I see. So now darts are on my auto pickup list. And I'm just going to go ahead and move up to the goblin. Here, it doesn't matter for this first fight, really, but it's a good habit to get into, which I'm always lazy and I always forget. Rather than walk up to the goblin, I'm going to wait one turn by hitting period, let him come to me, and then attack. Because if I moved forward, he would have been able to potentially get a free attack on me instead of the other way around. Club and robe. Okay, I'm going to use a little auto-explore here just because that was a pretty linear area. Axe skill increased to level 2. Dart slug, we're just going to break line of sight. There you go. And then just wait. I just hit the 5 key. So it just waits until something happens. It waits a certain number of turns. I actually don't know how many turns it waits if nothing happens, but it'll stop if you were hurt. It'll stop when you're full on health. It'll stop when you're hungry. It'll stop when you see an enemy as well. There you go. Kill the Dark Sled. That's 2 kills we get in a single swing. In fact, it's very likely a lot of things we're going to run into early on are going to die to a single hit. The question is mostly, are we going to hit them? We're having a hard time hitting this bat. Oh, we didn't even kill the bat in one shot there. There we go. Done that. Auto Explore, so we're using O. The Ball Python could be a little dangerous because it does have a constrict. If something starts constricting you, you will take guaranteed damage every turn. You can break it by moving away, although I think depending on your strength, there's different things. All right, we're level 2. We have got our first mutation. Interestingly enough, it's not something that's just going to affect our stats directly, this first one. We got the, wave of death washes over you. So when we kill something, we will gain some regeneration. You'll actually see the, regenerate, 1 number pop up over here, something like that, on occasion after we kill something. Each of these mutations has 3 different levels. So right now we're on level 1 of this particular regenerate on death thing. This one is a little odd because as you level it up, if I recall correctly, the higher that level is, so as it goes to level 2 and then level 3, it actually has a slightly reduced chance of triggering the regeneration, but it regenerates a lot more. I think you end up ahead. It's just interesting to me that they reduced the chance. Maybe because of the way the math worked out, it was going to be it was going to generate too much. Because I think right now we regenerate 1 hit point per turn for a little while, and then 2, then 3. And I think because it goes up by such a significant percentage, right? It's literally going up by 100% on the second level. They lowered some of the stats. We may need to chop some of these plants to get through and explore. We've got some gloves. We'll throw them on right away. They might be cursed, but even if they're cursed, -2 gloves, that's not going to break us. They are cursed, but they're +0. So cursed just means you can't take them off. This is still giving us 1 point of AC from the gloves themselves. That's perfectly fine and okay. Hey, if we were worshipping Ashanzari, they would be very pleased right now. But that's not my plan, by the way, for Ashanzari. What I'd like to do, very much, is I think I would like to worship Qazlal. Because we haven't done a video with it, and I've dabbled a little bit with it. Actually did a couple test runs with Demonspawns to try to understand the some of their mechanics and things like that. So there's a bunch of runs of me starting a Demonspawn, playing a little while, and then quitting out. Just to try to get a bit of a sense of things. And anyway, I did play a little Qazlal, and it was amazing, really cool, really powerful, and mostly it was just a lot of fun. It made you feel like a badass. We got a ring. Okay, yeah, I can't reach some things. So I'm going to just shift X over here to bring up that. We're going to go over here, and we'll just power through. You can see we're doing a lot of splash damage. When you swing an axe, there's a chance that it will do some amount of damage to other things adjacent to you at the same time. So I'm hitting up and to the left over here, but other things are being damaged. Axes are really nice. You still would rather fight one-on-one. It's very dangerous to fight multiple things at the same time, even with the damage of the axe. This is actually really annoying. I don't even know if there's anything past these trees. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put an exclusion over here, because if I control O, it'll note that there's an exclusion in Dungeon 1, so I'll remember that there was something maybe incomplete. We're going to pop down the stairs. So I did a capital G and then the down arrow, well, the greater than symbol, I suppose, to go down a staircase. So we're in Dungeon level 2. We ourselves are level 3 character. All right, we got a goblin with a sling. I'm just going to pull back, let him come to me. Hopefully he drops a corpse. Axe level 3. No, sling and a stone. We may have to eat soon. If we get the near starving, I probably will quaff a ration. Quaff a ration? It's not a potion. Something drop a goddamn corpse. I did make a change to my RC file to stop auto combat at 80% hit points instead of 50%. And I think it's going to save me from a lot of trouble. I suspect there's an altar to Gozag right around the corner here. Oh, no. Never mind. The golden walls, I'm used to seeing that, but no, it's like a mini temple. Oh, Taru specifically. Okay, we're near starving. Let's eat a ration. We're going to get plenty of rations. Unless we worship Gozag, rations aren't really going to be an issue. Sigmund. All right. Sigmund the Dreaded. So, level 2 Sigmund. The big problem really with him, the threat, is his confused and invisibility. So, being confused sucks. Hitting someone who's invisible sucks. But I think we're going to fight him. I'm going to pull around the corner. I'm going to quaff the Potion of Might. Okay, he still hasn't shown himself. I'm going to blind read a scroll. I was kind of hoping for Identify. And Identify the stack of 3. All right, we're going to come up. We're going to start smacking Sigmund. Holy crap, we're getting destroyed. We might just be dead here, because he does have the range spells. We're now confused, so walking away is going to be hard. But I can drink a potion of curing to get rid of that. Okay, you know what? I think we're going to have to just fight him. Oh my god. I think we're just dead. I'm just going to blindly drink another potion. And another one. Degeneration. Amazing. Let's read a scroll of fear. There we go. That did impact him. Okay. Blind quaffing potions is really dangerous. We did blind drink degeneration, which is really nasty. But we're gonna die. This is like, you never want to be in that situation. I should have maybe run from him immediately, but he did wake up instantly, so I didn't have much to do. I'm gonna move to the up staircase so we can run away. Okay. He's still on this floor. I don't think I feel comfortable going down a floor right now. I don't know. We're going to peek down the stair. I don't want to randomly run into him. Okay, a single orc's not so bad. Luckily, it wasn't an orc pack, which you can definitely run into at this point. Okay, we're going to check this upstairs. All right. Gives us a little more idea. We can walk up and smack the dart slug. It did hit me once. Right now, I think I'm still going to be committed to just boosting my strength and planning to wear the heaviest armor we can find. Especially since, depending on what mutations we develop, we may lose the ability to wear boots, helmets, gloves, any of those things. I should have killed the lizard there first, because the worm can hit for a lot, but it's slow. You should never die to a worm because you can always run away. But I couldn't have necessarily run away from the lizard, so I should have killed it first and then made a plan. That is actually terrifying, and I should have never stepped forward in the first place. You drank a berserk potion. Now that is really scary in the monster, because they get substantial damage boosts. It's nice to get a little mini vault. Let me just double check what we've got. I feel like we can take this fine, but I want to establish things. We're definitely still in a very risky situation. Okay. The adder is also super concerning, because we don't have any poison resistance. Each one of those individually would be weak, but we could have taken a fairly big burst of damage from the goblin, being berserk, and then found ourselves immediately poisoned while still having to kill some things. Alright, adder's fine. He hasn't actually spotted me. I don't want to shout. I think I'll just wait here. Yeah, I have no stealth, so he's very likely to spot me pretty quickly. Alright, just burn off the poison. We have an unarmed goblin there. Can fight him. Level 4, you get a random stat. We happen to get dexterity. I probably would have preferred either one of the two, even intelligence over dexterity, because we're not going to have a lot of evasion, probably because of the heavy armor situation. We got pretty heavily poisoned there. So the regen kicked in for a second. I don't know if you noticed, like, just under there. The regen is going to be really handy. You do have to kill things. It doesn't help you against a single fight, but it does help you persevere in situations where you feel like you might get overwhelmed. I mean, you still would rather not fight in that situation. Again, despite the regeneration, despite the axe, I'd still like to avoid it. Okay, a bunch of scrolls, a bunch of potions, another adder. Upstairs, which we've seen, there's no star on here because we know where the downstairs on the above floor for this is, and the game like just figures out the two. I guess you poke your head in, you know, you double check. Yeah, we can finish you off. By the way, you can see where it goes if you use like Shift X to move over here, and on the stair, if you hit like the go upstairs button. Oh, sorry, no, I'm wrong. If you hit the left bracket, it'll go up a level. There you go. So you can sort of remind yourself what staircase goes where by doing that. Very handy. I don't think I want to go up and fight Sigmund yet, so I'm going to go down. Okay, sound of rushing water. So there is a sewer on this level. It is time. There's a portal that will close eventually. I'm going to read a stack of 2 scrolls. That's teleport. Now, that sucks. I'm going to go up, wait until the teleport goes. I'm going to hop back down a staircase. The Orc Wizard can be annoying, depending on what spellbook he's got. He could confuse us. And he can always do invisibility stuff, which is annoying. I really would love to hit the sewer because there's a good chance it's got a bunch of potions and things. Okay, I'll move up here, break line of sight. We're going to go ahead and back up. We're going to drag one orc upstairs. That's unavoidable. It's a regular whip. We haven't found any cool weapons anywhere, have we? No. Okay, I didn't miss anything. take a different staircase. Okay, we haven't actually seen where this one goes. Ah, there we go. It didn't say distant water. The slow rusting of a drain nearby. We knew we were very close, and it is super close. We should be able to take all these. I will back into a hallway, so I only have to fight one at a time. But none of these are too threatening. Oh, there you go. Getting little stacks of regeneration. That was nice. Do the river rat. Okay, I'm going to eat. And then I'm going to pop in here before it closes. Okay, that's actually one of the scarier entrances. Because we find ourselves fighting right away. We'll try to finish this guy there. Did we get more... I was going to say more mutations. I think I missed one. Because we're level 5 now. There would have been more. So... okay, so when you play as a dragon spawn, or demon spawn, there is a 10% chance that you will turn out to be a monstrous demon spawn. And you have slightly different rules for the mutations. But as a regular demon spawn, which is what we got here, because you find out on the very first, like when you hit level 2, you'll find out which one you are. As a regular demon spawn, you're guaranteed a scale mutation of some kind. We got the icy blue scales. This will eventually... actually, I think we're on level 2. I think, does icy not go 1, 2, 3? No, it might go 2, 3, 4. I don't remember. I should really have... Hold on. Demon spawn mutations. It will give us cold resistance when we get to level 3 of the mutation, though. Icy blue scales? Icy blue scales. Yeah, +1, +2, and then finally +4 AC, at which point we'll also get a pip of cold resistance, which is nice. And yeah, we have large cloven feet. So with the feet, that is a secondary attack if we don't wear boots. So it gets canceled if we wear boots. If we don't wear boots, when we melee attack, there's a chance we will also kick someone for bonus damage. Unarmed combat skill has no impact on this whatsoever. I think it used to way back when, but I do not believe it does anymore. If we wear boots, we're not able to do it. Once the mutation gets to level 3, we actually become unable to wear boots, but our kicks get better and better and better. So we probably want to go bootless. I will suggest that if we do run into, say, boots of speed, we'll probably want to wear those until we can't. But other than that, going bootless is probably going to be fine. We got the ring. We've got some stuff. We don't have any potions to ID. There's a good chance we may find potions in here. I don't think we have to read any scrolls right now. Okay, we got a fair amount of kobolds. I don't like fighting in the water because it gives you a mischance. On the other hand, I don't want to fight in a place where we might get surrounded. Again, axe combat aside. Would really like if we could get a whip of electrocution or venom. So that would fall under the maces and flail category. But the thing is, the axes cross-train with it. Let's just move out of line of sight of that guy. And as a result, we level up a little faster. Whips swing very quickly. And both poison in a sense, as well as electrocution effectively add flat damage to the attacks. Is that Evie? Or Ellie? Yeah, we can't worship you. As a demon spawn, we can't worship any good gods. I don't think we're going to potions of flight, although theoretically there is more out there. But I actually don't know for sure. Is it worth doing it? Nope. Damn. Okay. See, I don't know all the layouts. Okay, well, potions of flight aren't the most critical. And if there could have been some more stuff, it would have been worthwhile. I'm going to poison you. So the worker ants are like the adders in that they poison you and they can be very, very dangerous. Adders have a extra level of difficulty from being fast. Worker ants aren't fast, but they're a little sturdier. Nice thing about ants, though, and in fact all insects in this game, is they're extra vulnerable to poison. So they do take some extra poison damage. This, I was going to say, is kind of scary. You're not fast, right? No. So we can pillar dance a little bit. He moves as quickly as we do. Monsters, when they're moving, they have a percentage chance of getting a bonus move, which could enable him to attack us, but there's also a percentage chance that he gets a negative move, which would put a distance between us. I don't like the fact that there's an ant there. I think what we're going to have to do... Oh, that worked out well. He actually got a negative movement here, so we've got space, so he can't follow me up the stairs. That pleases me tremendously. So we're going to pop down a different staircase. Oh, we can use auto explore now. So we'll just try to get, ideally, a tick of poison in the end. Okay, never mind. We should be fine, but it's mostly a question of if anything else shows up. By the way, ranged things, I think there's a 1/3 chance when you throw them or fire them that they get lost. Now, this ogre here, we do have potions of might again, which is nice. I think we can take you. Okay, especially with the poison. I don't want the priest to engage, though. Because he can smite us and do damage to us. What we'll do is we're going to stand on the stairs. Oh, you're not poisoned anymore, which is too bad. But we'll drink the potion of might. I'll drag you up. I was going to say, it's going to give you a free attack. How much can you hit me for? So you got the spike club. I don't know how much damage it does. Let's say it's another 17 for 30. Well, yeah, okay, sorry, I'm at 19 HP. Yeah, he can definitely potentially one-shot me. Unfortunately, this means we're going to have to not get to take advantage of our potion of might, because we're going to have to pillar dance. Actually, it'll be a little less clicky and annoying if I do it this way. We're going to do this so that we can regenerate our health. If we can get a little bit of distance between us and the giant, yeah, or the ogre, yeah, and they're unfortunately we're not mighty anymore. Then I'll throw some darts. Oh, okay, negative movement. Then you got a bonus. Then you got a negative again. Oh, we shortcut around there. Yeah, okay. Oh, you might again. Okay. Okay, nearly full. We may as well wait for the last little tick. Ah, you got an energy boost. Okay, there. Oh. Whew, there we go. Yes to strength. Okay, how's our axe training coming? Still got a fair way to go to reach Mindalay. At some point I want to turn fighting on, because it's, you know, better at fighting, but also more hit points. At some point, getting the armor and shield training on to eliminate some of the miss penalties would be nice. I was gonna say, if I go back down the stair and it's just the orc priest, I will be, whoops. And there's a smite. Okay, curing doesn't give you very many hit points. It gives you some. Could you stop? God damn, that sucked. That was such a waste of curing potions. Such a massive goddamn waste of curing potions. To be on top of the fact that we sort of kind of wasted 2 might potions. Well, we used them in a correct position, but we didn't get any real value out of them. It is important to use consumables to stay alive. But if you use them inappropriately, then you don't have them anymore for a worse situation. I can get a tick of poison on you. I would be so happy. What the hell? Now, admittedly, the darts, I think, apply their debuff, like their poison and things, more consistently if you have stealth skill, which we don't have. But yeah, haste yourself. See how much I care. You're gonna fling things at me. Skeleton over there, but this should all be fine. Mace of protection. Mace is a really kind of bad base. There's not a lot of damage in there. The protection brand is kind of interesting because it does give you an AC boost. Okay, we definitely have some identification to do. Let's do this and identify the amulet. Oh, that's not bad. We're going to put that on. So amulets, there's 2 amulets that can, even if they're not cursed, you might find yourself like not wanting to wear them, but taking them off gives you a penalty. One is an amulet of faith, which actually decreases your faith for your god, which doesn't matter right now because we don't have a god yet. We're in dungeon level 4. We need to do some more scroll reading. This is all not what I want to deal with. The iguana can hit for a decent amount of damage. We're going to bring you up and deal with you alone. Excellent. Come back down and kill this guy. Normally it's on dungeon level 4 that I like to do my scroll reading because there's a chance. So starting from dungeon level 4 is when the economical temple, where all the bunch of the god altars are going to be. You can start to find it on level 4. We'd like to find a god as quickly as possible. So reading the scrolls blindly from level 4 on is not bad, because if you hit magic mapping, you might find the temple slightly faster. It's a tiny little optimization. But it can be nice. What we'll probably do is just read it on the next level here. Okay. Interesting hallway there. We'll go control O, confirm. Yeah, Rue's the only altar we found, and I don't feel like doing Rue. Hiss of flowing sand. Alright, there is an ossuary in this level, so even more incentive for us to get maybe magic mapping. Enchant weapon. Alright, we'll do that. We're starting with the ones we have multiple stacks of, because stuff like magic mapping and Rune of Curse are very common. And finding it quickly is very valuable. We're just going to cancel the blink. It's nice to know we've got another blink scroll, though. Fog. Alright, I'm going to keep reading. So, there are a couple of scrolls, like Noise, for example, that could have potentially negative consequences, but mostly scrolls are safe to read. A little bit more dangerous if you are Demonspawned, because a scroll of Holy Word does damage to you. It's very unlikely we're going to be replacing the shield for quite some time, so we're going to do that. One of the nice things with Reflection here, the Amulet of Reflection, and find that early is amazing. So the way it works is every time you block a range shot, block with a shield, not you know, not take no damage because of your armor or dodge it, but actually have your shield block it. With reflection on, you can reflect a projectile back at the person who flung it. Large shield is pretty good for shielding, and we get the extra +4 from the amulet of reflection itself, which is kind of nice. This ring, so no rings are like inherently dangerous to just remove. All right, the other amulet, so faith, if you remove the amulet of faith, you lose faith. Amulet of harm, you probably never want to wear it, and taking it off drains you, so you really kind of want to identify amulets before putting them on. Rings isn't the same problem, although they could be cursed, so you'd kind of prefer if you had removed curse before you did it. Random uselessness, a slurping noise, so there's some sort of slime eating things, eating loot. There's magic mapping. That's probably the ossuary right there. Turns out I would have found it pretty quickly. Pull back. So, finding it's, you really don't want to sit here and get smited by that priest. Let's try to pull back a little bit for the line of sight. Okay. I killed them pretty quickly, which is good. And yes, the timer of sand. All right, let's pop in here. So we're going to find zombies and mummies. Now, these are not the mummies with like a death curse or anything, right? That's like later, the greater mummies. Yeah, if we had fire, we'd do tons of extra damage here. But I don't think we have anything. Well, we do have a wand of flame. Okay, because the mummies, you know, their wrappings are pretty flammable. It's probably just worth hitting him here. Thank you, regeneration. Oh my god, we are, I'm gonna go ahead and use a might potion. Yet again, just to try to play it safe. Apparently, we must have been making a lot of noise. I just realized we could close the door, not with someone on it, but a lot of these guys don't have hands. You do. Frick it! I'm gonna drink another potion of might. Oh, but he'll be able to open the door. At least we're still mighted. Alright. I don't know if there's a better position we could be in to prevent attacking more things. Oh, did we develop Demonic Guardian? Oh, wow, we have some really, like, we have a lot of non-purely physical traits going on. So the Demonic Guardian is the same as like a Spirit Guardian. Basically, when we take damage, we will take some of the damage. I think with this one, it's like a percentage of damage comes from your magic, as opposed to the regular one where it starts to coming from your magic. So our magic points here are basically more hit points. So we are not going to go Spellcaster because we are going to be very happy to commit our magic to just being extra HP over here. So between that and regeneration, we're fairly tanky, but weirdly not as offensive as normal. The other thing too is, depending on exactly how the mutations play out. Well, hold on. I'm trying to think. Do we only get one body mutation? I guess we do. We get one body slot facet, which is going to be our hooves, one scale. We have 2 tier 2s and 1 tier 3. So the tier 2 is the Demonic Guardian empowered by death. So we don't have the tier 3 facet yet. I don't know if it only like shows up at a certain point. It might be a higher level one. I don't know. But that's it. So we've got one more mutation that will present itself in this list. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll have a total of 5, but then they'll start to level up. Or some might level up beforehand. I actually don't know. One to flame. Smack you. Keep making a little steam here, which means we can't see them anymore, but... Okay. Yeah, did everything just open up and wake up, like, when I came in? I don't really know the ossuary layouts. It's not a branch I feel you run into very often. Nice thing about mummies, they are very slow. And the Wand of Flame is not a super valuable late game wand, so I'm very happy to just burn through a lot of this. It's like the best place for it to be used. These guys are a little bit dangerous and extra vulnerable to something that I don't care about later on. So it's beautiful. We'll go ahead and eat, because none of these things are going to drop meat anyway. Potions, scrolls, amulets. Nice. And this is one of the reasons you come into the ossuary. I'm out of charges, right? Yeah. I shouldn't have fought these guys together in the first place. is, yeah, just extra bonus loot. A little bit of XP, too, from killing all these things. That's degen, right? Yeah, I was going to say. There's no auto pickup on it. That's probably why. Smack you around. I definitely don't want to fight in the water. How far back do I have to go to, like, quite far back, to guarantee that, well, no, even then, theoretically, they could go around. Oh. Oh, you're bog mummy. Throw fast and slow. Okay. Let's wait out the slow. Excellent. And that's the level. I'm not going to drink flight. I don't think there's anything else left. If you're worried that you forgot anything, you can do Control F followed by a period. It'll show you everything on the level. Filters out useless things. You can force it to show, which confirms that the potion is over there. So we're going to go and just leave through the portal. Okay, that was a very nice little extra boost of stuff. We've got some extra potions. Let's identify all of those. Okay. I'll go ahead and identify the other amulet. And then we still don't know if we have remove curse. There's a fairly decent chance that this one is because we've got 2 stacks. I could identify it. I think I might wait just a little bit more. Oh, wait, hold on. It is Demonic Guardian. Hold on. I got the wrong one. Which one was I thinking? Yeah, no, Demonic Guardian. Automatically summon a demonic ally when in danger. Oh, shit. Oh, it's Mana Shield I was thinking. Because Mana Shield is basically like Spirit Shield. But Demonic Guardian, yeah, it's something else. Oh, cool! Huh. Okay, if we're going to have automatic summons, what we may want to do is find ourselves a polearm. Because a polearm can hit someone 1 tile away, not just adjacent. And you can hit someone through your own allies. See here, it'd be like, are you sure you want to do it? Because you're going to poison your own dude. Or he might actually, that Demonic Guardian might be immune to poison, so it may have let me do it. Because if I hit him, he wouldn't be affected. Yeah, he's resistant to poison. Fire, cold. Can bite and drain. There you go. And with 2 of you. And I don't know if you noticed, he got a little question mark for a second there. He got sort of confused or distracted, right? He got distracted by my ally. He was focusing on him for a second. If I had a stabbing weapon, like a dagger, for example, I could have done some more damage. I think being distracted might make it easier for me to hit him, too. I'm not certain about that. There you go. Knew there was a jelly on this floor because of that slurping sound, so he ate some loot somewhere. There's some boots. Now, I think these are just regular boots. Yeah, so we'll just drop them in favor of having the extra kick attack, right? The hoof-like feats. And theoretically in here, yeah, see, there's a kick for some bonus damage. I think that's going to be a-okay. I think every time you attack as well is when the auxiliary attacks happen. So I think in theory, the faster you attack, the more often you get the auxiliaries. So again, it would be really nice to have a fast weapon, but I think I'll keep the War Axe for now rather than a generic whip. Magic Dark Blink. Okay, see, so we found a scroll book with Blink, which is a really useful spell. Well, a few of these are really useful, but casting spells is very difficult for us. I'll memorize Blink. It'll give us the possibility to start practicing translocations. It's not available for us to train, because I did earlier show you guys all this, but this is if you hit the star button, it shows you all possible skills. But these are the ones you can train. You can generally only train stuff you have a weapon for or you have a spell memorized for. It would take quite a few ranks in translocation and spell casting, probably to make Blink castable with the heavy armor that we're wearing and the fact that we don't have a ton of int. But it might happen later. Because, like, skill costs go up, you know, I don't know if it's exponential or whatever, but, you know, the higher level skills take a lot more work. There will be a point where grabbing, you know, 5 to 10 levels of some combination of translocation and spellcasting won't be as painful as it feels right now. I think we're going to put a cut in here. So we just entered dungeon level 6. Do we have another magic mapping? No, that was our only one. We still have not found the temple. No, wait, it's on dungeon level 4 and we never went into it? Son of a... Oh, now I remember, right? X and go here. Oh, no. Oh, no, completely missed it on that floor. Well, that's a shame. Because we didn't start getting our god stuff right away. And gods are a very, 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 very powerful part of your character. Oh, we've actually found every altar, except for the slime one. But yeah, and I'm going to go and I'm going to worship Qazlal. Because I think this is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Qazlal Stormbringers, a violent god of tempest who delights in unleashing the forces of nature against the unsuspecting. Those who invite Qazlal's gaze will find themselves the eye of a storm of elemental destruction from which only their god can protect them. Pious worshippers of Qazlal will gain the ability to direct and control the destructive might of the storm. What's interesting about Qaz is that we immediately get immunity to clouds. Not just us, but our allies as well, which is kind of nifty. I mean, maybe another god would be more useful for the ally stuff, but I really want to try Qaz. So this will be fine. Once we get at least 1 star of piety, we're going to get this. You're surrounded by a storm. Literally, there's going to be a storm around us all the time. The way it's going to work is it's going to drop random clouds in your vicinity. Within, I think, any tile where you have line of sight, it can drop a cloud. Sometimes it'll drop it on people. It'll be great. We're, of course, immune to it because we're immune to all clouds. The higher your piety goes, the more often these clouds will appear, and you'll get to the point where it's like there's just a ton of them all around all the time. The downside is that as your piety goes up and the storm becomes more and more intense, you're constantly going to be making more and more noise. This noise meter. So let's say I shout right now. If I hit T and then T again for generic shout, it's going to go there. At max piety, we're actually going to be louder than this literally every single turn, like forever. Just permanently, there's just giant amount of noise, which means when we enter a new floor of the dungeon, everyone's going to wake up right away, more or less, and everyone's going to run to where we are, which dramatically changes the experience in each floor, but at the same time, you're going to have huge amounts of just side of AoE and stuff. And then we're going to have some active abilities that we can do. So this here is basically a fireball of a random element every time. This actually turns all of the clouds that we're spawning and things like that into elementals under our control. There's negative cloud or neutral clouds and clouds made out of enemies would actually like potentially backfire here, but we can get basically more summons kicking around. You got automatic missile repelling over here. I don't know what the interaction between repel missiles and reflect missiles is, what order they fire in and things, but we have some built-in missile defense even if we didn't have reflection. Yet occasionally we get some free resistances when we start getting hit by stuff, which is nice. And then this one here, this, I think it's called Cataclysm. I can't remember. You know how we've got this ability to fireball? This fires off a ton of fireballs, targeting enemies all around you. It does not overlap. It won't hit you, but it'll just fireball a ton of people. Well, some are going to get fireballed, some are going to get ice balled, some are going to get lightning balled or something like that. It's pretty amazing. The active abilities all scale up with invocations, which we can now research or train. We're not going to start training invocations yet because we don't have access to those active abilities yet. And even if we did, we might want to be a little bit careful with them because they do cost this piety and could slow down the game. But very soon, probably, we'll turn on invocations. For now, I'm still happy to get some axes going down. I don't know. I may want to turn on something else. I might just want to turn on shields. So my shield, I need skill 15 to remove the penalty to use it. If I hit S here, we can set a skill target for shields of 15. It also turns on the shield training if we want. I know I'm going to want fighting as well. Until axes is capped out, I don't think I want to train more than maybe 2 things at once. I think fighting might be more important than shields for a little bit. So we'll keep axes on. As it gets to 16, we'll turn on shields. We'll also want armor at some point and invocations. The nice thing is, once we get, other than axes hitting 16, there's no other like break point we're desperately aiming for. It then becomes fine for us to have multiple skills going up at the same time, everything getting slightly better, because even like fractional amounts, even an extra 0.1 and something gets you a little bit more. So it all kind of comes out in the wash because you don't have to rush anything, so focusing on one skill, it doesn't matter anymore. And in fact, having multiples is potentially better at that point because the lower the rank is, the less XP you need it to go up. So rather than having to wait ages for, a skill to go up 1 level just because it's so high level, you sort of spread it out in a bunch of lower level skills and you get more benefit a little faster. No point in any way whatsoever for us to train stealth in terms of stealthiness, because everything's going to hear us forever because of the storm, and that'll have to be okay. Folks, thanks for watching this episode. I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.